welcome to Surviving the Evil Whites. Oh, yeah. Okay, 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 okay.
Years, Tucker Carlson was a liar are now his biggest fans. Without any proof, he throws out an allegation because, look, he's making some bank on his podcast. Do y'all know how much money he's making? I've read that he's making anywhere from 12 to 38 annual income and 20. He throws out stuff and Democrats will tune in to watch like a very smart businessman. He doesn't have any proof to back up his allegation, but it works for gullible people who don't like Donald Trump. Heck, let me go start a podcast real quick and say, I've got breaking news scoop. I've got proof that Trump, ordered his own assassination attempts and wanted to stop the investigation. Look, I'd probably be rich. How about this? I'll go sell T-shirts that say, Trump is a fascist. Don't worry, Pamela will be there to buy 10 of them. The way these gullible people in this room believe anything, it's just a lack of common sense. But like my mom used to say, not everyone has common sense. You're either born to have it or you just don't have it. Is it possible Trump made that comment? Yes. But he doesn't have any proof. So you can't believe him. And Pi was correct. Tucker Carlson was pro MAGA until Donald Trump supported Israel. And he had a meltdown about it because he doesn't like Israel. He doesn't like Jews. And that's his prerogative. But he did seem to do a 180 on Trump after that. And now he's throwing out stuff so he can make money. And I bet every Democrat watched that episode contributing to his bank account. Great job. It's so fun beating these people up. I could kick their butt all day in here. Which is why Dabs and Ivy were like, Duchess, you want old Duchess. The old Duchess is tired. Excuse me, the new Duchess is tired. Like, why would I come in this chat room every day and argue with people about this? People who think that their own party held a primary in 2024 when they did it. Even one term Beta admitted that. Props to him, by the way. And Ben even admitted Plattner shouldn't be voted in. And you got other Democrats arguing, well, he just covered up his Nazi tattoo. He didn't beat up any women, even though one woman said he closed the door on her and grabbed her by the arms and left marks on her. He's not a bad guy. You just can't reason with people. Like I said, the Plattner case is proof. Allegations do not matter if that person is on their side. They don't give a crap about these Plattner allegations as long as Susan Collins gets defeated because they have to win the Senate. Exactly, Horse. And where is the Me Too movement? Why haven't they been active lately? This guy Plattner is a racist, a sexist, a woman abuser. He even made comments about rape. Read those, ladies, if you're actually a rape victim. Saying things how he would rape women. But Trump. But you said that no one should be voting for Trump. So why are you supporting this guy, Democrats? Not all of you, because I heard Little Ben say he wouldn't support him. It's just the hypocrisy. See, that's the thing on the left and the right that pisses me off. Neither side cares about victims. Neither side cares about the rape victims. All they care about is putting their people in a position of power. I do not like Susan Collins, but she is a better woman than this man will ever be. And by the way, he lied about getting the Nazi tattoo when he was drunk. Critics have proven he was not drunk. So he got caught lying on that. Look, it's not my state, so I don't care if he wins. But I don't think he's going to win. I think Susan Collins is going to mop the floor with him and beat him by 10 points. And by the way, Blackner should win because I would love it if he secretly won because then we can kind of show Democrats, you don't care about accusers, you don't care about allegations. I hope he does win. Just so I can come to the mic and remind them not one person in their party has asked this guy to step down. These are the same people who lecture you every single day about pedos in the Epstein files. Sounds like hypocrisy. And he looks like a hillbilly. Can we just say that real quick? He's ugly too, but that is the side point. He looks like a hillbilly redneck. Hypocrisy. I'm off the mic, but never, remember this. There is not a difference between a Democrat and a Republican. The only difference is one votes blue and one votes red. There is no difference between them. Plattner, Trump, 2028. Let them run together.
Well, that's mostly bullshit. First of all, as a reminder to you morons, I left the Democratic Party after the 2024 election. And the big difference between the Dems and the Pukes is the Pukes are 100% cold. They all lick Trump's ass. An 80-year-old fart. Tomorrow is his 80th birthday, and these morons lick his ass, including Duchess. In fact, you're one of the worst. She thinks Donald Trump is authentic. Oh, I love him. I will defend everything he does. The difference is that the Democratic Party is really a coalition of two parties. You got the old, that's me, the mainstream, critical thinking, logical Democrats from the olden days. And then you have the progressive assholes who are Jew haters, just like the far right are Jew haters. And they think social media tells the truth. And they're a bunch of morons too, and I reject them. They're the ones who gave us Plattner, and the Dems are moving more towards the progressives because we old farts are beginning to die off. Now, I'm not ready to die off. I'm only 68. So I have many years ahead of me. But the point is, she's trying to say a pox on both houses. And it's the Pukes who are trying to steal the election with all of Trump's bullshit. Did you hear the latest? He's trying to block the post office from sending out the mail-in ballots. I mean, it's absurd. Now I want to go after Dexter, who's a fake Jew and a dumb goy. He calls himself a Jew, a Messianic Jew. What they are Jesus crap. They are so-called Jews for Jesus types. And there's no such thing. It's all bullshit. If he could never become a citizen of Israel because he's not a Jew. And I could become a citizen of Israel because I am a Jew. And I could go further, but I won't. He's a fake, and I'm not. Thank you.
A battle between Jews. And by the way, I never said Plattner was guilty of anything. My point is how people pick and choose what allegations they want to believe. And you got a crowd in this room who loves to talk about the Epstein files. But they've got nothing to say. This is what he said about rape. According to the New York Times, reporting summarized in multiple outlets, his girlfriend, Lindsay Fifield, told reporters that Plattner once said he would rape a hypothetical home intruder to show them that I'm dominant and clarified it was not in a gay way. Believe it if you want, right? Right? According to the New York Times, Plattner's then girlfriend, also Lindsay Fifield, said that while they were dating a decade ago, he grabbed her by the shoulders, sometimes hard enough to leave marks. During one argument, he twisted her arm behind her back, shoved her into a bedroom, and held the door closed. And multiple women that were connected with him said he was not drunk when he got that tattoo. Look, if Maine wants to vote for this guy, go for it. I think Susan Collins is going to mop the floor with him personally because the polls have always underestimated Susan Collins. She was down 8 to 12 points last time and she won election. My point is, in all of this, and I'm not here to lecture people who support Plattner or who are voting for them. My question is, how can you be so opposed to Trump and Hegseth and anyone else, but then support this kind of guy? Because why not believe the accusers? Why? I've heard the Hegseth comparison. I agree, Hegseth's a scumbag. I've always said that. If his mom said something bad about him, he's a bad guy. Ben actually came to the mind that this guy shouldn't win. I'm shocked by that. Listen to this. A second woman says Graham Plattner knew the Nazi origins of his Totenkopf, don't quote me on that, contradicting his claim that he only learned of its meaning last fall. She also alleges he cheated on his fiancée and described the tattoo as a reminder that the U.S. was the evil bad guy. This guy, if this stuff is true, this guy is. But don't worry, vote for him anyway, because like Democrat said, Susan Collins. Somehow Susan Collins is worse than this guy. She's a lot of things, Susan Collins. She is. But how can you argue she's not a better person, right? Because we believe all accusers, according to Democrats.
Well, the left are all lying, election cheating, scumbags who deny their own faults while they try to while they take their faults and project them onto Donald Trump. They call Donald Trump a Nazi because Plattner is a fucking Nazi. You know, they blame Trump for the very things that they do. You can watch the election cheating, they do it. Look what's going on in California right now. They are paying homeless people cigarettes for $2 or $5 for their information, and then they go vote for that person with that person's information. They put down an address of the local place they stay, like the Mission down there in downtown LA. So they've got like over 1,000 people registered as living at the Mission that are registered to vote. It's absolutely ridiculous what's going on in California. But every single Democrat in here will deny it. You know, why? You're a freak, dude. All you do is get up here and lie and lie and lie. No, look at the redistricting map. Look at the redistricting map now. The Democrats have lost so many seats, it's unbelievable. But you don't even pay attention to that, do you? Because you just got to come in here and spout your propaganda because you know you've lost, and you just got to come in here and hold on to some kind of hope. You're just a ridiculous person, Pi. You really are.
I'm a Democrat, and I'm not much on Graham Plattner. I believe that Graham Plattner, up in Maine, and a lot of individuals relate to him that way. But, you know, what I've seen of him, I'm not impressed. Can we just find candidates that don't reach, you know, nice, decent politicians, like just Puerto Rico? We work like that. I'm not much on Graham Plattner. I guess I'll pass the mic.
Was that the guy in the dress that threatened to beat me up this morning? Is that guy? I think that was that guy. Okay. Just make it clear. Holy fuck. That's all I have to say. You're right.
Pamela knows. Well, I don't know. You know, a man versus man in a fight. To be honest, biological man anyway. I might take bomb on that one. To be honest, Pamela probably would beat me in a fight. To be fair, I don't like Tallarico, but yeah, I would go for him over Platinum. But good on Pamela, good on Ben. Not defending Platinum. Can't say the same for everyone else in the Democratic Party. Again, I'm not saying the guy's guilty of anything, but Democrats in this room, some of them, believe every accusation made against Donald Trump. So you think they would apply the same logic to Platinum? Why would you try to make excuses for him? You really want me to believe that this guy didn't know this was a Nazi tattoo? So you're just putting something on your body and you don't even know what it is, which is why he lied about he was drunk, and they just believe it? What about this racist comment though? I gotta read this one. In an August 2013 Reddit post, wow, Reddit, Plattner wrote, "Why don't black people tip?" He then described black customers as consistently tipping 0 to 5% and asked why the stereotype exists. This guy was on freaking Reddit. Freaking Logan uses Reddit. And why are you shaming people for tipping? Maybe, leave people alone. Leave people alone. It's just funny. I've never seen a candidate with this much. I mean, Trump had a lot of baggage too, but I'm talking about running in Congress. This guy has so much baggage, a Nazi tattoo, women calling him toxic. Literally, what else? The racist stuff. All kinds of things. But again, Susan Collins is worse. That's what they claim. By the way, Susan Collins has voted against Donald Trump a lot of times. She's been a thorn in his side for a long time. Her and Lisa Murkowski, and they're kind of with the Jeff Flakes of the world. But like I said, every day I get proven right. When I told you guys in this room, they don't care about the accusations. It doesn't matter. Neither side does. That's just the way politics works. If it could benefit their party, which Plattner would, that would be a huge flip for Democrats. They would care. They would welcome him with open arms in the Senate. They would. And a part of me hopes he wins, just so I can laugh and say, well, I thought you guys cared. I hope Plattner wins, to be honest. Bring it on. I wouldn't vote for him, but I would love to throw away my vote not for Susan Collins so it can help him. I want him to win just to show just truly hypocritical the Dems are, because the Republicans are hypocrites too. And I gotta laugh that Occulta's been on this. They were cheating in California. Then this morning, Wasted comes up here. I got proof that the election was stolen. Posted a Substack link. Substack. Holy crap. Next to the mic.
You're such a buffoon. You know that? Listen to this bitch. Every mic up, she's crying about Plattner. And guess what? If the Dems could take the Senate and Plattner loses, that would be fine by me. That would be my preferred choice. If the Dems need his election to win the Senate, I'd hold my nose and hope he wins. I would never vote for him. But guess what? Should state Trump's job approval is so horrendous, and everybody sees what he is. How Susan Collins did 6 years ago when she ran for re-election, or 12 years ago. You're just so fucking ignorant. This is a new order, you fucking dummy. The Dems are up 8% in Ohio. which is a solid red state. Sherrod Brown is up 8% in a Fox News poll. Fox News, he's going to win. I'm calling that likely. Now the experts will never put it in the likely Dem category because it's such a red state. But they're suffering, and I love that they're suffering. I have no sympathy for these people. Fuck them. I rejoice in their suffering. They voted because they hate immigrants, they hate minorities, they hate Jews, they hate Democrats, they hate homosexuals. And I hate them because they're pro-white trash. It has nothing to do with their race. It has to do with their character and stupidity and ignorance. And even hate all Christians. In fact, I think most Catholics are fine. It's just the Jesus crap Catholics I can't stand. You know, the assholes on the Supreme Court. The Schwarzer guy, Uncle Thomas, and Alito. Just disgusting people. They're fakes. But I'm rejoicing. The Dems are going to win the Senate. They're going to flip North Carolina. They're going to flip Ohio. They're going to flip Alaska. I think Pelota, she's the congresswoman in Alaska. She's running for Senate. She's going to win. And they may win Texas. They may win Ohio, Iowa. And they may win Maine. All they have to do is win one of those three. Off mic.
The GOP will hold the Senate because I think Maine and Texas are both going to stay there.
Baby,
Now, Sherrod Brown,
gotta get us another
was
crispy
in
chicken
Ohio.
sandwich,
The reason
man.
he actually went to
Chili's,
Ohio, and I don't know how much you follow this, he won a lot of Republican support. He seems to be popular with Republicans in Ohio. I think I read that he won like almost like 30% of Republicans or something. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he gets a lot of support from the Republicans there. Which, again, I don't understand that because I don't live in Ohio, so I can't speak for him. I don't think Tallarico's going to win either. I think once they start to settle down in Texas and they start hearing about him believing in 6 genders and Republicans don't believe the hype that, you know, that God is non-binary, that's going to shoot him in the foot. So I think GOP wins Texas and Maine, and they hold the Senate. I'm not buying the crap in Alaska. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But to me, you got to be careful with the polls. Wait for Atlas Intel. That is the best poll. And by the way, Atlas Intel had Donald Trump winning all 7 swing states. How many of you know that in here? I came to the mic consistently and spoke about Atlas Intel. That's the poll you should be looking for because it gives you an accurate insight. You got to favor the Democrats in the midterms. That's just the way the country flips. And when the one side that has all the power, they usually lose it. And I'd be damned to say if they don't deserve to lose it. Trump got us into a war, which spiked gas prices and it spiked food. Inflation is spiking. He did it to himself. He did. He put his party in a bad position moving forward. And now he's got to roll the dice and hope that these prices come down. Because if they don't come down, well, the GOP is going to get embarrassed. And I'm not going to feel bad for them. But the Democrats, their goal is to primarily take back the House. And I think that they will. I think the Senate is just a little bit more complicated. Well, they will eventually come down, but it's hard for prices to come down in the summer. So, well, he's got to get them down, of course. I haven't looked at his approval rating, but I did pull it up on Real Clear Politics. Let's see. Let me pull it up. They have his average at 40.3%. Let's see. Emerson poll 39%. YouGov 39%. Morning Consult 44%. Reuters 35%. Qantas Insights 42%. Financial Times 38%.
Oh, it's too deep. It's too deep. I'm off the mic.